Hello, this is your weekly Space News Roundup for the 11th of July 2021, read by me, Philip Day, of giant-leap.space. In today's episode, UK Space Conference is to be sponsored by the UK Space Agency. The UK PITMS Instrument destined for the Moon is delivered to NASA for payload integration. Space Comm-Expo has now finished. We bring you some of the highlights. Reaction Engines, the company behind the SABRE engine and Skylon concept, receives further UK Space Agency funding, and the hashtag Job of the Week this week comes from DSTL at Porton Down. Find us on patreon.com/giantleap for unique membership perks such as access to our Discord server and early Roundup releases. If you'd like to feature your job as Job of the Week, or you simply need to visit our awesome space merch store or find out more about other formats, head over to giant-leap.space to find out more. The UK Space Conference is to be funded by the UK Space Agency. Taking place between the 27th of September and the 1st of October online, the UK Space Conference is set to be one of the biggest dates for your diary now that Space Comm-Expo is completed. The UK Space Agency has confirmed their financial support of the event, whilst outgoing CEO Graham Turnock has said, "The UK Space Agency is proud to be the lead supporter of the UK Space Conference, an essential event in the space sector's calendar. As the industry shifts gear after a challenging 15 months, this event will enable progressive businesses and entrepreneurial individuals to showcase ideas, forge new connections, and collaborate on a national and international scale." RAL Space and the Open University have designed and built a new instrument for deployment to the Moon. A UK team, led by Dr. Simeon Barber of the Open University, have developed a new and sophisticated instrument called the Exospheric Mass Spectrometer, or EMS. As you might expect, it's looking at properties of the atmosphere furthest from the Earth, known as the exosphere. It's entirely possible that the mass of the Moon, which has its own very thin atmosphere, may also be inheriting particles from the Earth's exosphere too. It should be noted that the exosphere is so thin that gravity is by far the most dominant force in this plane, rather than aerodynamic forces. Aerodynamic flight is not possible above the stratosphere of the Earth or in the exosphere of either the Earth or the Moon. Once integrated with NASA hardware, the EMS built by RAL Space will become the PITMS, or Peregrine Ion Trap Mass Spectrometer. The idea behind this exciting mission, which is due for delivery to the lunar surface under NASA's Commercial Lunar Payload Services program before the end of 2021 by Astrobotic, which is a company based in Pennsylvania, USA, is to measure the water content of the tenuous lunar atmosphere throughout the day. Essentially, we already know that the gravity on the Moon isn't strong enough to hold onto molecules for very long, so the fact that an atmosphere exists there in any concentration indicates that gases are being released from the surface. It's currently understood that this may take place during the day, in a similar process to the way that volatiles boil off from a cometary core as they approach the heat of the Sun. It may yet prove that there is some kind of a water cycle on the Moon, but most importantly, this instrument will lay significant measurement groundwork for any teams hoping to conduct long-term operations on the Moon, whilst testing technologies that the OU and other teams are expecting to send further afield later in the decade. For more information, I've placed a link to a one-page summary from the 51st Lunar and Planetary Science Conference 2020 in the description. Space Comm-Expo, which has delighted the community, has come to a close. Hosted at the Farnborough International Exhibition and Conference Centre close to Farnborough Airport, the free event ran for 2 days with keynote speeches from 48 industry luminaries that included the CEO of Skylon alongside an original piece of a flown Black Arrow rocket and one of the engineers who built it, America's FAA Associate Administrator for Commercial Space, former Cabinet Minister Chris Skidmore MP, Catherine Courtney, who now is a non-exec director of the UK Space Agency, and many more who all deserve significant airtime that simply isn't available in this format. The full list can be found at space-com.co.uk/speakers. The expo, of course, comprised mostly of exhibitors, of which there were almost 100 individual stands. Of course, too many to mention, though exhibits were all so wonderful that if your business took part, please do drop a link to their website in the comments. One piece of pretty big news which did come out of the conference though is that not only have efforts to find the UK's satellite Prospero been stepped up, it seems Skylon is keen to actually recover the spacecraft back to Earth. I wouldn't mind having that in the office for daily inspiration. Thanks to your incredible engagement, Giant Leap's volunteer trawl looks to have been successful. A young, talented space enthusiast has contacted me to join the team as early as a couple of weeks from now. Once we have everything finalised, I'll be sure to introduce him to you. I cannot tell you how much of a help it will be to have somebody else helping in producing our outputs across all of the formats that you, our wonderful audience, enjoy. However, this is still a hilariously shoestring operation. I actually ran out of RAM the first time I tried to compile last week's Roundup video, and then disk space too the second time. Whilst it prompted me to have a bit of a digital cleanup on this old machine, perhaps it might prompt you to consider jumping over to patreon.com/giantleap to provide some much needed and hugely appreciated support. Indeed, Bubbles, as he likes to be known, and Adele have both been supporting this channel for some time, and I cannot begin to thank them enough. They and other Patreon supporters, if you join us, will be having a call with me next week to look at how to steer Giant Leap to your needs in the future. If you'd like to join the call, well, you know what to do. Reaction engines receive a further injection of funds through the UK Space Agency. Already by far the most backed company of any launch company in the UK, Reaction Engines has now received in excess of £60 million from the UK government through various funding initiatives, including the European Space Agency badged funds and UK Space Agency funds too. To place that investment into perspective, Orbex, which is the favoured UK Space Agency vertical launch company, has received the next largest total government investment at just over £3 million, 20 times less. And the company involved in launch with the next most investment is the UK Space Agency favoured horizontal spaceport project down in Newquay. Spaceport Cornwall has received about 10% of Orbex, or 0.5% of Reaction Engines, with a total of government funding around £300,000, according to the UK Space Agency. How does this all stack up? Well, Reaction Engines is by far the oldest company in that list, and actually, if you were to break down the investment as an average per year of operation, Reaction Engines still tops the charts, but only about 4 times more the investment than the runner-up, which remains Orbex. So what will the new injection of £3.9 million actually deliver through Reaction Engines? Well, this exciting company continues to do interesting work on the air-breathing hybrid rocket engine known as SABRE. This funding is not only designed to fund SABRE, but also to help the company to spin off some of their technologies into low-carbon options for uses other than access to orbit. These applications may include sustainable aviation fuels, unlocking atmospheric high-speed flight, a project which Reaction Engines has teamed up with Rolls-Royce on, and prolonging electric vehicle battery life through new thermal management technologies. Transport Minister Rachel Maclean MP summed it up. This funding is not only going towards the development of cutting-edge, low-carbon technology in space, but it will also boost work to decarbonise our wider transport landscape, from aviation to electric vehicles. We will continue to invest in and support companies like Reaction Engines as we look to a greener, cleaner future, including as we embark on sustainable space exploration. This week's hashtag Job of the Week comes from DSTL. They're looking for a space systems engineer to join the team at Porton Down or Ports Down West. This is a senior level engineering position within the civil service, offering opportunities all the way from DSTL's grade 5 up to SEO grade or senior executive officer. That means the company is offering basic salaries from £32,626 all the way up to £57,480 in one of the better paid opportunities we've been able to bring you here at Giant Leap. The role itself will be to work alongside the rest of the space mission team, offering technical support and advice throughout the lifecycle of important UK space capability missions. You know, I find these sorts of roles extremely exciting. If you do too, you'll find the link in the description. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify or anywhere else there's a like button, please smash it now. It's a great way to ensure Giant Leap gets the support we need to continue bringing you the news. On social media, we're using the hashtag Giant Leap, where we usually post several times a day. If you'd like to be a part of it there, come and join us there. Thanks for checking in, and until next time, remember that every giant leap is set up by thousands of small steps. You've been watching a Giant-Leap.Space Use Roundup.